This is the part 2 and the conclusion of the story titled The Problem of Lovemaking in Marriage. Remember, in the part 1 of this story, we learned that Mrs. Timothy was always ready for action more than her husband, to the point that she forced him at times. To beat this challenge, one day, Mr. Timothy went for a medication that will keep him up and ready that night. He took the medication but was disappointed at night. His wife left the bed for him alone and went to sleep on the floor out of annoyance. She refused to have anything to do with her husband that night. It was a difficult moment for Mr. Tony because he didn't want to tell his wife about the medication he took, as that will make him look less a man. He called his friend next morning, who told him to come over to his flat for antidote and for man-to-man discussion. He went over to his friend's flat and explained everything to him. His friend started by asking him some questions. He gave him important guide on how to handle his problem. He told him that it is a dangerous thing to deny his wife lovemaking. He told him to discuss with his wife to create a chart or schedule the time they will be meeting. Mr. Timothy discussed with his wife, and to his greatest surprise, the discussion went well. They agreed to meet 3 days a week. Another important thing his friend told him was to discuss with his wife to understand what she likes during lovemaking. He told him that they should tell each other what each of them like and how they want their partner to behave in the course of the action. He told him that knowing this will help them to achieve their maximum satisfaction. During this discussion, it was fun and lovely for both of them. He also advised him to make sure he spends time to play with his wife other days that are not in their chart for lovemaking. Mr. Timothy tried that, and it was beautiful and fun more than making love. Playing together brought back that feeling they had as boyfriend and girlfriend before their marriage. It made them to stay closer to each other and confide in each other like friends, to the stage that they do forget about lovemaking at times. His friend told him to limit his workload in the office now that he is married, so that he will always be home on time, that it will help him to stay close to his wife, which will make him to know his wife more and also to be fit to satisfy her needs. His friend also told him that taking a glass of natural mixture like Tiger Nut and the rest of them always will keep him fit and ahead of the game. And I guess today is a day they have been waiting for. Let's see what goes. This is the next day, and I am sure that this next day was not in the list of the days selected by Mr. and Mrs. Timothy for their matrimonial ceremony, but Mr. Timothy has to close work on time to be home. Do you think that he wants to beat the timetable? Let's see. Okay, now listen. For Mr. Timothy to beat the timetable just on the first week has shown that all we need in our marriage is not just love. Yes, I know you'll be asking what I mean by that. Listen, you need knowledge. When you get the knowledge you need, you must assimilate that knowledge. When you fully understand or assimilate that knowledge you got, then you apply it. That is when wisdom is said to be in place. Application of well understood knowledge produces wisdom. It is not enough to say I love you or even to love someone. Understanding what you are getting yourself into matters. That is why you were told, in all you're getting, get wisdom. Please help us to preach this to all your friends by sharing this video, and see you next Friday with fresh episode. Support House of the Sons Global and remain blessed. Thank you. This is House of the Sons Global.